All right, what's going on, fellas? This is another episode of Alphacology, and today's topic will be submission. Now, if you know anything about being an alpha male, that's one of the big main things. If we're gonna bring a woman in our lives, she has to be submissive. All right, that's almost a requirement and a deal breaker. Now, I was asked the other day when I was saying this question to my fellas, like, how do I get a woman to be submissive? Let me tell you something. All right, we live in the 21st century. We live in a time where it's a matriarchal society. We live in a time where women's empowerment is through the roof. They're trying to take control and take over everything. Now, a woman's nature, female nature, is not to be submissive. Do you understand that? That's not female nature. That is a learned behavior they have to do. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up, most of these females never was required by not even their fathers, because their daddy was beta male, not even by their fathers to be submissive to them. So you already 2 steps behind, and then every cat they dealt with, especially the prettier the woman is, the less men require her to be submissive. It's just point blank, period. I ain't buying it. That's why when a woman tell me, oh, I'm submissive, I don't believe none of that. You have to show it. Submissive is an action. Now, fellas, y'all trying to run like, how I get my woman or my chicks to be submissive to me? Listen, and women love to say this, oh, submission is earned. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, fellas, submission is not earned. It is taken. It is forced. And when I say forced, that don't mean you beat the woman over the head or you argue her to death. No, submission is forced. Remember, man, you need game. All right? A woman will submit to you once, this, that, the other. You force it. You force that. How you force that? Well, first of all, you got to be chosen by her. She got to like you. She got to like come around you. A little infatuation. After that, you lay down the ground rules. But I always tell cats, yo, man, make sure you let her know off rip. Because it's almost like you have to train her. If you're not into training her, then guess what? She ain't never going to be submissive. She's just going to do what she think is submissive. All right? And fellas, I'm just going to be dead up honest with you. When you ask a girl what submission, they'll probably run off a list of what they think it is. No, submission is what you think it is. Whatever you make it, that's what it is. At the end of the day, we all really know what submission is. Be quiet and do as you're told. That's submission. All right? Now, why you saying submission is so important, 50-50, meeting them halfway? For you 50-50 cats out here, let me tell you something. You can listen to all the relationship experts in the world. There is always a dominant in the relationship or a submissive. If the man is not dominant in his relationship, he is the submissive. And 9 times out of 10, if he has any alpha in him, any backbone, he's going to be miserable. Relationship won't last, or he'll go seek another woman who makes him feel more of like a man. Now, is it important for us to submit? Listen, I done dated and dealt with unsubmissive chicks all my life. But they never last long. I think the longest I ever did with an unsubmissive chick was like 3 years. Usually on there, usually a pump and dump or something like that. But it never lasts long, fellas. What I'm telling you is, lay down that law. Look, I don't like being talked to like that. That's submission. And she got to follow and adhere to those rules. And if she don't, you put her on ice. And if she refused to come, you got to understand, you might lose one or two doing this. You might lose them. But will it be worth it? Will it really be worth it? What did I tell you before? What we know as men, we know relationships benefit women more than they benefit men. Because just from a natural standpoint, the expectation of a man in a relationship is supposed to be he's a protector. He's a provider. We already know. If you're a protector, that trumps everything a woman brings to the table. That trumps everything. But we still submit ourselves to these. So this is what I want you fellas to do. You want to ask a woman and they say, oh, submission has to be earned. Well, I tell them this. Since submission has to be earned, faithfulness has to be earned as well. And most of them will never agree with that. Listen, fellas, we alpha males, we don't have to agree with women. We don't have to conform to the way society thinks. If I tell you that your faithfulness can be contingent upon her submissiveness, that is perfectly fine, fellas. What's wrong with that? If she don't want to submit, go get you another bit. That's it. I had to put that together. I want to try to round that out. But we all get it. We all understand. We all have struggle. Women struggle with submissiveness. Men struggle with being faithful. Women hide behind, oh, you have to earn it. So men, we ain't got to hide behind that. That's what it is. I feel like as an alpha male, if that's your principles, I'm going to be faithful to my woman. Long as she's submissive. Long as she do what I ask her to do. We won't have problems. She don't have to worry about getting cheated on. I always feel like that's an even exchange in a relationship. Now, in a marriage, I ain't even going through that, because if you're getting married and you believe in the Bible, this, that, the other, the first thing it says is, wives, submit to your husbands. That's it. If you can't get that done, and it says, husbands, love your wives. Now, if you want to get slick and technical, it ain't say nothing about being faithful. It said love. And if you really want to get even more deep into it, a man probably could have multiple wives. It's definitely a debate going on. It's definitely a debate going on about that. He can. That don't mean he wants to. But I do like that option. Now, submission for me personally with a woman has something to do with services I might need and accountability she has to be accountable for. And that is very hard, because women are naturally not wanting to be accountable. But remember, if I ain't tell you anything else, running a relationship, I like to compare it to a teacher running a classroom. The less rules you have, the more chaos it will be in there. Not saying women are children, but as an alpha male, you cannot call yourself alpha if you do not dominate your relationships, if you do not dominate your personal life, if you do not dominate your flesh or your mind. So right now we on relationships, how to dominate them. We'll talk about dominating flesh. I already dropped the video, keep your dick out of her. Y'all know how that goes. So till next time, man. Peace out.